You are very welcome out to day 16 of this Bedtime Yin Yoga Challenge. You will need a strap or belt, and then you might have your yoga blocks nearby if you do have them. If you don't worry too much. So to start, we're going to come into dragon pose. So you might have your yoga blocks ready for your hands to rest onto. And then from here, you can bring your right foot to the inside of your hands or your yoga block. Back knee can come back slightly if you want to come into a deeper stretch. And your back toes can be on the mat, or you can bring the top of your foot to the mat instead. And just take a few moments to find that deep stretch within your groin. Remembering not to go too deep too soon, just stay at your first edge for now. We're going to stay here for about 1 minute. You're welcome to stay here, but if you do want to go a little bit deeper into this pose, we can come into high flying dragon. So first of all, we want to make sure that we keep our weight in the hips. And then you can either take your yoga blocks and bring them up into their highest setting, walking them back slightly so you can really have all of your weight in your hips. Now you can stay here, or you can bring your hands up onto your front thigh. We want to be very mindful of our back knee here. If it's feeling any pain, then back off the pose a little bit, or you can fold your yoga mat to put a little bit of padding in underneath. If your body is comfortable here, if this is an appropriate edge for it, we're going to stay here for 1 minute. If you find balance is a challenge here, keep your eyes open and just focus on one point on the floor in front of you. And even though this is a deep stretch yin yoga routine, it's still really important to pay attention to your own body, respect its limitations, and if any of these poses are too deep, then of course come out of the pose or come into a less intense version of it. So if you do need to come back into a lower dragon or even come out of the pose, please feel free to do that now. But if you do want to come a little bit deeper, we can take this into a side bend. So you can have your right hand on a yoga block to the side, or you might just bring it down to the mat, or it might stay on your thigh. And then your left arm is going to do a big rainbow across the body, keeping that left hip pressing down towards the ground. We'll just take a few breaths here. Now wherever you are, you can start to slowly reverse out of dragon. coming back the same way you came into the pose. Big ahs here if you need to let them out. And then we'll step back into downward dog, either keeping your hands on your yoga blocks or they can just be on the mat in front of you. You might just take this time to paddle your feet, stretching all through the backs of your legs. Also take some time to release your spine by dropping your head towards your mat, keeping your tailbone pointed up towards the sky. Push yourself away from your hands to get a nice long stretch. And then you can bring both knees back down onto the mat. We'll repeat dragon on the opposite side. So your left hand, or left foot rather, is coming in between your hands. Walk your back knee back maybe. And then stay here in dragon for the next minute. Now you can stay here or you can start to work up into high flying dragon. Either bringing your yoga blocks back towards the center of the mat or bringing your hands up onto your front thigh. Remember to keep the weight of your body centered in your hips. We'll stay here for 1 minute. And now there's an option to come into a side bend by extending your right arm over your head, keeping that right hip pressing down, opening up all through the side of your right body. And now we'll start to slowly reverse out of the pose. You can make your way back into downward dog, or you might find that some stillness and child's pose would serve you better. So for the next minute, you can just come into whatever feels best for you. Wherever you are, you can make your way back into a seat on your mat. We'll be coming into cow face pose now. So we'll be doing cow face arms on the top and shoelace pose on the bottom. So have your strap nearby. You can sit on a yoga block or a cushion here if you need to. First, bring your right foot to the outside of your left hip. You can stay here in half shoelace, or you can bend your left leg as well to come into the full version of the pose. Make sure you're not sitting on your feet and feel both of your seat bones pressing down into whatever you're sitting on. Then if you need to use a strap for cow face arms, you can place it over one of your shoulders. From here, we'll extend the right arm out, push it away, bring it back behind you, turn your thumb down and come to find your strap, holding it somewhere on your spine. Left arm reaches up, bend your elbow and find your strap. You might walk your hands a little bit closer to each other. Have that top elbow pointing up. Keep your neck and spine nice and long. And we'll stay here for 2 minutes. As you exhale, you can release your grip from your strap, slowly bringing both hands out in front and just taking a moment to let the pose echo. From here we'll come into a spinal twist by bringing the right hand back behind us. Lengthen up through your spine and hook your left arm to this right knee. Again, inhaling to lengthen, exhaling to slowly rotate your spine, maybe looking back behind you. And we'll stay here for 1 minute, just playing one edge at a time, never forcing or going too deep too soon. You can start to make your way back to center, eventually unraveling your legs. Shaking them out or doing whatever you need to do. We'll repeat cow face on the opposite side. So this time your left foot will come to the outside of your right hip. Stay like this or bend your right leg as well. Finding your seat bones and then taking a moment just to drop into this side of your hips. You can extend your left arm in front this time, push it away, bring it back, turn your thumb down, bend your elbow and find your strap. Right arm reaches up, bend the elbow and find the strap. Again, walking your hands towards each other if you can. Point your top elbow up, elongate your spine, and stop here for 2 minutes. You can slowly release your grip from the strap, removing it for now. Feeling all that you feel within your shoulders. And now let's find that twist in the opposite side by bringing our left arm back behind us. Right arm hooks to the top knee. Inhale to lengthen your spine and exhale to rotate towards the left. Let's make our way slowly back to center, unraveling the pose, and then doing whatever you need to do. When you're ready, you can come down to lie on the back of your body. Opening up into corpse pose, arms and legs taking up lots of space. And just stay here to feel the reverberation of all of the poses you've practiced so far. Our next pose is going to provide a really deep hamstring stretch. So you can take your strap and wrap it around the sole of your right foot. Once it's there, extend that leg towards the ceiling and hold your strap in your right hand. You want to try keep your right leg and right arm as straight as you comfortably can. Left hand can rest for now, and we'll stay here for 2 minutes. feeling shaking within your hamstring is very normal. And remember to try to use as little power as possible to keep that right leg and arm straight, not creating too much tension or force within your right hand. Now, keeping your strap in the right hand, you can start to open up your leg over towards the right side of the mat. Now, you don't have to get the foot to the floor. It's okay if it doesn't go there. And if you need to, you can lengthen the grip on your strap so you have more space to bring that foot down. And we'll stay here like this for 2 minutes. This time working through the inside of your right thigh, targeting those hamstrings from a different direction. Lift your right leg back up now to the center. Switch your grip so this time your left hand holds the strap, right hand can finally relax. And then we'll open up into a reclined twist by bringing the right leg over towards the left. You can stack your hips on top of each other, bringing your right hip over your left, and then release your right arm back down to the right, looking over towards the right side of your mat. And as always, you want to make sure both of your shoulders stay on the mat. You might be feeling this pose within your right glute, maybe still within that right hamstring. We'll be here for 2 minutes. And if you want to take this pose into cat pulling its tail, you can bend your bottom leg, which is your left leg, and then you might be able to reach down and hold that left foot. You can release the entire pose now, slowly making your way back to lie in the center of the mat, removing your strap. Give everything time to migrate back into its place. Now it's time to open the leg up over towards the left. Maybe having it on the floor, maybe allowing the foot to float, whatever feels best. Left leg can make its way back to center. Take the strap in your right hand and then bring the leg over to the right, stacking your right hip over your left, maybe bending your bottom knee and holding that right foot with your left hand. Finding that twist that keeps both shoulders on the floor, and maybe look to the left. Undo the pose now. And lie on the mat. Feel the rebound of everything that you've practiced this evening. And stay here for as long as you can, or click into this 10-minute relaxation video. If you enjoyed this routine, make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I'll see you again tomorrow for day 17. Until then, take good care, good night, and goodbye.